what we want to do, he's now rigged, right, using the Mixamo scripts and stuff, and as you guys can see, you can grab the controls and use rotate the controls around. He's rigged pretty well. Mixamo does an okay job of throwing a rig on these guys. If you look on the right hand side, you're going to see some layers at the bottom. You'll see control layer, bind joint layer, and mesh layer. And basically it's set up right now to where certain layers you can hide and show by the V, and then there's an R that you can put to the right, which allows you to see but not touch, if that makes sense. So in order for us to like do edits to this guy, we need to uncheck some of these R's so that we can have access. So for example, if you turn off the R on the mesh layer, you can actually now select the 3D mesh for the dude, right? And if you turn off the R for the bind joint layer, if you hit and turn visibility on for that, if you hit 4, you can see the skeleton through him, and you can select the skeleton now. So if we needed to do modifications to the skeleton, but typically these layers are put into place so that a rigger can like set a file up so an animator can come in and just quickly like grab a bunch of controls and stuff and start animating without breaking the rig, if that makes sense. Alright, so I want to add some eye controls to this guy. So what we're going to do is we need to add some new joints. So I want you to zoom into the bottom of the grid and click on your animation tab. And there is a joints tool, a joint tool. Go ahead and double click that. And there's an option that says variable bone radius settings. Go ahead and uncheck that. And what that's going to do is make it to where, like, when you create joints, they're all the same size. And then go ahead and just click once on the grid and then hit enter, and you'll create a joint. And go ahead and name that joint right eye. And I want you to move that joint up into his right eye. Remember, if you need help, just go ahead and ask somebody sitting next to you. And there's a trick with the right eye. If you select the right eye, you can show the center pivot point for it. If you hit Control A and then click on, there's a little tab inside on the right hand side that says Mesh Right Eye, and if you scroll down there's a pivots arrow, and you can check on Display Rotate Pivot, and you can snap the joint to that rotate pivot, but you'll want to make sure that the pivot's centered, so go up to Modify Center Pivot. That was a lot of steps. But basically, if you select the eye, go to Modify Center Pivot, and then hit Control A, there's a tab that says Mesh _ Right Eye, and if you scroll down, there's a little pivots drop down, and you can turn on the Display Rotate Pivot, and you can snap that joint to the pivot point. And we need the joint in the exact center of that eyeball, so that when the joint rotates, the eyeball rotates perfectly around it. And you can, if you're moving around the joint, you can hold V on your keyboard and it will snap to the center of the joint, or the center of the eyeball pivot. That was a lot of steps. Anybody actually get that? Cool. Alright. So basically what you do is move the joint up to the center of the eye. Okay? Doesn't even really need to be in the center. It can like kind of be off or wherever. Then actually select the eyeball and then modify center pivot. Then if you hit Control A, there's a tab in the attribute editor on the right called Mesh Right Eye. And if you scroll down, there's a Pivots drop down. And there's a checkbox that says Display Rotate Pivot. And now it'll show the pivot point in the center of the eye. And you can snap the joint to it. By when you're moving the joint, if you hold V on your keyboard, it will snap to it. Did you catch that, Chris? Display rotate pivot. Does anybody need help? I'm sure some of you guys will need help.
What's that? It's under pivots. Yeah, it's called display rotate pivot. You got it? And then you go around and help people.
And when you're finished with the right eye, duplicate the right eye bone and call it left eye and move it to the center of the other eye. Hold V on your keyboard while you're moving. Ira, you getting it? Yeah. And make sure it's centered. With your eyeball selected, make sure you go to Modify Center Pivot.
So I had to re-download the script.
But I'm
trying to install the new one.
What?
The one install the script. This is an error.
I restarted, just so we know.
So restart it.
Yeah, it's shut down.
You remember how to do it?
What, to download them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded them. I'm going here to install it.
Yeah, change it to Python files. Yeah, that's it right there.
So it comes up as an error.
It means it's in the wrong place. Yeah, it's in the wrong place. Alexis, do you need help? What's up? We have not got there yet, no. Guys, make sure your pivot points are centered in the eyeball. Make sure you go to Modify Center Pivot. Don't worry about that right now. Chris can help you get that in there. Okay. You guys got it?
Anybody need any help? It's good.
Does anybody need any help?
We need the big two.
Oh, it says.
Is everybody good? All right. For you guys that are here, we need to add these eyeballs to the skeleton. Make sure you named your right eye joint, or the one that you duplicated. Make sure you named that left eye. And what I want you to do is select each one of those joints and parent it to the head joint that's there. Okay? So basically select any eye joint, shift select the head joint and hit P. P for parent. You can do it with both selected at the same time, yes. Shift P will unparent. So P. And when you do it, you can see that the if the control rig's getting in your way, you can uncheck the V on the control rig layer. But as you can see, if you look up here, the eyeballs should now be parented to the head.
So that ball in the neck is the head joint we're parenting to, or it's selecting the neck?
You can select the actual bone or it doesn't matter. Just as long as the big long bone in his head is selected, that's what you want to parent to. And in order for you to be able to select those joints, you need to make sure that bind joint layer is visible. So turn the V on and then turn all your R's off in your layers. If you can't see your layers, select something and hit Control A a couple times and your channel box will change to where you can see them. So we just parented our eyeball joints to the head joint by selecting each one, shift selecting the head joint and hitting P. In order to get access to your skeleton, you have to use your layers and unhide the skeleton in your layers, which would be the bind joint layer. You have to make sure that the V is on.
Can the eyes be parented to each other?
The eyes just need to be parented directly to the head individually. It should look like this.
Yeah. I have one green thing there.
Chris, are you recording this?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just start.
Alexis! She's having one of those days. Does anybody need any help? Everybody got their joints parented? Okay. You need help? How to duplicate, Control D. Save your files, you guys. Control S. All right. So now that we've got our eyeballs parented to the head joint, just because we parent joints to the skeleton doesn't mean they're actually added into the skin, if that makes sense. So you have joints that control the skin, which is basically the mesh here, right? But since we just added those, Maya doesn't know that we added those, so we have to let Maya know that we added those. So what I want you to do is shift select the eyeballs and shift select the joints, and go ahead and save your scenes right now. So just hit Control S and then shift select the eyeball joints and the eyes, and I want you to go up to skin. Is there an easier way to, if you just click, I mean, I don't know, you just
select your eyeballs,
click
and
them.
then turn off your mesh layer and select your joints.
Yeah.
And then turn it all back.
It's okay. And then we need to go to, hold on, let me make sure of something. Okay. Go up to skin and do smooth bind option box. You want smooth Maya 2017, guys. This is what happens when we're a renegade, try and be cooler than everybody else. So you want to uncheck remove unused influences and colorize skeleton. And then go ahead and hit apply. Selected geometry mesh right eye is already, oh, okay. Alright, so wrong option there, sorry. So with those four things selected, we need to add influence. It's already, the eyes are already bound to the skin. So instead of smooth bind, don't do smooth bind. Go to skin, add influence option box. And there's a checkbox that says lock weights. Go ahead and check that and then hit add. And the eyeballs will turn pink.
Oh yeah, pink eyeballs.
Pink eyes.
Yeah, pink eyes.
Alright. Now we need to go ahead and hit 5 on your keyboard. And I want you to select one of the eyeballs, doesn't matter which one. And then there's an option in the animation tab called paint skin weights, and it's looks like a paintbrush with a face. Double click that, add influence. And then what you want to do is select, there should be some locks that are turned on. Go ahead and unlock those locks on the left. And you should see left eye and right eye. And as you select left eye and right eye, you can see the joint that is active. It'll turn blue. I've selected my right eye here. So basically just select the one that of the eyeball that you've chosen and scroll down, and there's a button that says flood, and click flood. And then you'll have to select the other eye and double click the paint skin weights tool again and flood that one also. Double click. Turn your locks off. Who said something? What's up? Make sure lock weights is turned on. And then technical difficulties.
So you want to collect the joints.
You guys good to go? Did you have both eyes selected when you added it, the influence? You did? Think you did or no?
We do add or replace within operation.
What? You have to hit click in your view, in the preview, and hit 5. And you have to be in a shaded view to see what happens. So you have to have a mesh selected so it knows what to paint. So click your, yeah, there you go. Now double click your paint skin weights tool. Double click your paint skin weights tool up at the top. Double click that. Click. Boom. Now unlock them over here. Now look up. Try and undo before you add the influence, and just re-add the influence. Make sure all 4 things are selected.
Actually, I undid and pulled it out still.
Yeah, how far did you save or after you did that? So did you save?
But I do remember it.
I have no idea.
That's mine.
First.
Yeah, Pete, do you remember when we paired,
And it's written in the license, so that's fine.
so, what did we pay?
Okay, just attach the joints to it.
Just attach the joints to the eyes.
I would, yes, you need to parent those to that.
See something like this. Okay. Now the parents and now control and influence.
Yeah, like what I just did,
Influence to scale.
yeah, the stuff we just did before.
This interactive bindery.
It's, you go to skin, add influence. You need to have both eyes and both eyeballs selected.
Alright, so that's what I was thinking.
So,
Yeah, both the eyes and the
it's, you're gonna have
no,
shaded.
skin and influence. We got,
So see how, is your center,
they compare the eye joints to the neck joints. Or the head joints. What? No, just the eye joints. And you just, and Chris, you just check the weight locking on
Yeah.
the influence up. Okay, so just add that and then look at it. Okay. Now, I will do.
you guys get it? Looks like it. Anybody need any help?
Okay.
Need help?
Joints and eyeballs, then
No, just one at a time. Flood one at a time.
Yep. Animation and then increase in weight. Double click that.
What
Add
happened?
influence
And
and it shoots me out.
on the left eye.
Grab the vertexes. Wait, you added influence?
You want this,
Did you flood them yet? No.
go, just click these. And we have the whole.
That's what he said.
Now,
We
grab
got
the
the
vertex
whole,
and pull them back
things.
into the eye to where it's centered. Add influence. But, go back. Undo. Open the option box. Skin, add influence option box. Yeah. And then make sure lock weights is turned on.
Try to make that part in the wire form.
Now, hit close. So, click in the view. Just, no, like, click in anywhere. And hit 5. Now select an eyeball. The mesh. Yeah, now double click base and waste tool. Now, see the orange locks? Unlock those. And now select left eye. Or the other one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one down. You hit
You like
yeah. Are you good to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All four with an eye and the other one is very quickly together. Yes. All four of them very quickly.
These eyes are killing everybody. Is it that hard?
one last.
Alright, everybody got the eyes flooded?
We got two.
Who doesn't have the eyes flooded?
Yeah, you see, there's like, they get two joints here.
You're good.
Okay, so.
Yeah, but you have to have each one you have to do separate. You have to actually select it Okay, guys, let's move on here. Remember, I am recording this video. So while the eyes are important, they're not crazy, terrible important.
Eyes and windows to the school.
Yeah.
Huh? It's on the YouTube channel. Okay. So what I want you to do now is we need to create some eye controls. So in that same icon window up top, there's a little green locator. Go ahead and click one of those. And it's going to appear at the bottom of the grid.
Sorry, that was what?
Green locator.
Oh, okay.
Create one of those, and it'll, when you create it, it'll click on it. It'll create it at the bottom of the grid. Go ahead and you can name that right eye control. And then I want you to move that up and snap it to the center of the right eye by using V again. If you're moving it around and you hold V, it'll snap to the center of that right eye. And then go ahead and duplicate that and call the other one left eye control. And snap that to the center of the other eye. Alright, now with those two locators selected, now that they're snapped to the center of the eyes, I want you to move them out in space. So in select both of them, and where it says translate Z in your channel box, change translate Z to 50. And they should pop out in front of his head. So select both of them and then change translate Z to 50. Okay? Yeah, where are the textures on these eyes? What problems are you having now?
Part of my bones are turning orange.
My eyes are there, but they are hidden. I cannot touch them. Now I can. Alright. So, with those locators selected now, we need to freeze transformations on them so that they're technically at 0 where they're at. So select both of them and go to Modify, Freeze Transformations. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create an aim offset so that the bones aim at these controls. So if you select any one of the eyes, select the corresponding control and go Constrain Aim Option Box. There's a checkbox at the top called Maintain Offset. Go ahead and check that on and hit Add. And now when you move the control, absolutely nothing happens. Because I did that in reverse. Sorry. Select the control first, then the eyeball joint. Then go to Constrain Aim Option Box. Check on Maintain Offset and hit Add. It's Constrain Aim. So it's control first, then eye joint.
Maintain offset.
Yeah, maintain offset.
And then add or apply.
Add. So the difference between add and apply.
I'm getting an error when I try to add.
Okay. The difference between add and apply. Apply will do it but keep the window open, and add will do it and close the window. That's the only difference. So you had the wrong joint selected.
Yeah.
Can you select the control first, then the eye joint?
Yeah. Oh, the joint. Oh,
Joint.
Oh,
Not-
okay.
Not the actual eyeball.
Oh, okay.
Yes, here. It's 6. It's 6. Got me. So you select the control, then eye joint.
Why do you remember what freeze lock was in there?
And that's what it is.
Oh, it was mine.
Ah, okay.
Free transfer.
Ish. Why, he just stuck on T? This miner's key. Are you needing help? Huh? Need help?
Yeah, I imagine it on the Where's it? I'm not the best at you told me. Okay. That. Okay. Nope. Well, I just moved to Howard. The Dallas area, you know, I'm clueless. I spent in the speed zone. Okay. Run down.
The parent.
Just a weird little glitch. You guys okay over here? Okay. Guys, let's take a 10-minute break. Take a 10-minute break and make sure everybody's caught up here, and we come back. There already are mouth controls. Go to Windows Animation Editor's Blend Shape. Windows Animation Editor's Blend Shape Editor. Huh? That means your file's broke, sir. If anybody's behind, come over here and get my files, because my files work. So if you're behind and you want to catch up on break, come over here, bring me a thingy, and I'll hook you up. What's up? It's broken.
It's broken.
Okay.
Not for me, but I know the two next to me could use it.
They could use it?
Yeah.
All right, Dina,
She went at restroom.
do you have a thumb drive?
Yeah.
Did you get blasted?
I don't know what happened.
We're moving pretty quick, man, so it's okay. You good? We are really, really moving quick, which is okay. Just gonna make sure that all you guys are caught up.
Just drag it.
Just in there?
Yeah, just drag it right down to it.
Okay. What the?
You clicked import pictures before. Click the what you call it. You just close it in.
I just can't win here.
You're too fast, Chris. Slow down.
That's right. Lightroom, huh?
Get this done.
Did I save? I did save.
No, it's like that George Boyd sent.
Which one's yours, dude?
The one.
This one?
No, this one.
This one.
Yeah.
Victoria,
Yes.
let's get you some files here. Sorry we're moving so quick here. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it duplicates on this one.
I'm gonna put it into Mutant files. You need the
Oh yeah.
stuff?
Well, they need it more than I do.
That's okay.
See, I look out for my friends.
Yes, you do, sir. Okay. It's a lot of files.
Okay. So could they like basically replace what they currently have?
Yeah, just wipe everything and just use what
Okay.
I have, because who knows.
Alright.
And yours is
The
this
one,
one?
yes.
That's hers.
Okay. I'm just gonna put it in Mutant files. You had some bone issues.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And I miss anything.
I'm getting you new files so you get caught up.
Oh no.
What do you mean? Oh no, that's a good thing.
How you been?
Good, how are you? What'd you do over the summer?
I actually got a job.
Good.
Spencer's.
They got fun stuff in there.
They do. It's hard though because you see all this cool deals and stuff. And there's like, oh, all these t-shirts and like.
Right.
But it's a fun environment.
Yeah, I bet. What, at a mall?
Yeah.
Which mall?
Galleria.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's don't want to show the scan now.
Like, I don't know.
You want to just give me a USB and I'll give you the files?
All that shit they have USB
You
on.
want to what?
Go in early tonight.
Well, a lot of these
Theirs.
guys have it, so
They're
you know, most of so you can just grab it off one of theirs.
And I was like, I can maybe do 4. I'm sorry.
You're just getting copies.
Yeah.
They know I have class. So.
It's mainly for the people next to me because I don't want to be
All
pulled
over
up.
you. You say,
I got the file from Fraser.
So I was like,
Pretty doing fine, but when I try to put the scan on, it doesn't work. I don't know why.
It's like, yeah, I get home.
And then I got a little lost
I
in
have a dog I have to take out before work.
on the locator.
What?
And
I have a
then I
dog.
managed to
Oh.
find the
I
locator,
heard
just
a
like don't
dog.
find
No,
the center point.
like, I was like,
And they told me,
And it's,
yeah,
so
that's fine.
I have to take her out before work just in case. Because I stay there.
After it,
But man,
until, like,
trying to look
like
through all that
close.
mesh and everything, it's
Until, like, the thing
gonna
is
suck
close.
if the dry site is incredibly bad.
so bad.
Oh man, it's gonna be a
Like, your cashier.
nightmare.
So it's like, not that much. I kind of wish I wasn't.
You got the files from there?
Pretty much when you're not
Yeah, the
cashiering,
files from
cashiering, you're just like greeting customers, helping
I think
That one was mine.
disk F.
cleaning or,
Yeah.
make sure those things. It's not bad. It's a small store.
I can give you the new files.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, I did it. I got lost with it.
Huh? Did I give you my files? I don't know. Yeah, stick it in there. That's what she said.
I was gonna say it, but I was like, no.
Dude, we were saying it all yesterday.
When you said you had bone issues, I almost said it.
Where do I even put this? Just anywhere. Mutant Project?
That's fine.
No, but I need to do the delivery.
So you're the pen stealer.
I found the pen that somebody ate. Oh!
Hey, dude, can I borrow your files after you're done?
And that's how it gets lost.
What a day.
Get that USB 3 and it goes really quick.
Alright? Alright. What else is it? You need it? You get a little lost?
Yeah.
It happens.
Oh, I had that weird save error.
Yeah. Like, this is my question. Okay, so that's.
Yeah, just.
What's broken? Just the textures?
No, the brick got hooked off the base.
Impossible.
It's already done.
Huh?
It's already done.
Yeah.
Did you... Where the hell's eject? Am I blind? Oh, this is a weird drive or something.
No, wait, no. It can't be.
Chris, that should work, dude.
I know it should work.
Show me your problem.
I just deleted it. I was gonna try again.
Does anybody else need the files? You just deleted it?
I was gonna try to download it again. Yeah, Can I borrow your driving? Just put it on the right file.
Hey.
It doesn't have a scan.
Hey, Chris. Yeah. This project that last one semester?
It's one semester.
Just one semester?
Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to open another section of it because it's.
It gets full, yeah. It gets full real
But I'll probably do like a day section or like a night section. I don't know yet.
You seem to die after 5 o'clock.
Huh? I won't be teaching it. I'll have someone else teach it. And it's not that. It's just if I have to get here at 8 and have like teach rigging or something at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I kind of die after 5 too.
Shall see.
What?
Your ring is gone off of it.
Display show all. Or I mean, go to show all, and turn on control layer. It's there. All right. Let's keep going, you guys. Everybody got the files? Everybody got the file open? Yeah. So in my file, if you have my file, I had hidden a lot of stuff. So you can just go to show all. Just go to show all. And then you'll uncheck on the control layer. And all the stuff should be there. And you should move locators around and see eyes. You guys that have my file, do you have textures?
She doesn't.
Are textures a problem? Okay. So what that means is that the pathing on wherever my files were is different than the pathing for whatever your files are. But that's an easy problem to solve. If you go to Windows, General Editor's File Path Editor, you'll pull it up and you'll see it'll show red where all your missing textures are and stuff. And you can just fix that. It's a really handy tool that Maya has. It's called Window General Editor's File Path Editor. And you can show it where your textures are.
This is let's go ahead and just save the scenes in case you want to split from them. Okay, so here. Look in the files. Yeah, the ones that he's got. And we're basically you're just gonna replace the files that you got with his, just so you're up to date. If you, well, if you want to do the okay, so what? So it's Windows. What was it? There it is, file path. Okay.
Get this one.
Chris, do you like just manually go through files and select the textures? When
Say what now? For this thing?
yeah, for the path editor. What do you do?
You just right click on it and go to repath files or like there's a button down, you just click on the one that's red and go to repath files and browse to them.
Whichever one was, you've, right, you haven't done one,
So why'd you spell your name for C?
I don't know. Why do you ask weird questions?
Why do you do weird things that make me ask weird questions?
Okay. So that's from.
I'm no teacher, Chris.
Alright, everybody got their files repath? Anybody need any help?
We're still working on it.
Yeah, I'm probably. I might need some help here because I don't know what files like.
Do you know how to repath files?
Yeah.
Holy moly, guacamole. Alright, for all you guys that are ahead here, we need to add another locator and stick it in the center of the eye locators. So create another locator and stick it in the middle of those other two locators. And you can snap it to one of them and then zero it out in X so it's perfectly in the center. If you're not able to see stuff in your view, go to Show All and then turn on your control layer. Make sure all the V's are on in your layers. Did you get it?
Mm-hmm. Anybody else having trouble with repathing?
You're on files? The one that you wait. What did you do? Did you like
Where?
Oh,
See Michael Jackson?
where's this guy over here gonna need help too because he just downloaded files too.
Okay.
Alright, for you guys, again, that are ahead, create a new locator and snap it to one of the other locators. Hold V and snap it. And then in X, change it to 0 so it's in the center. And then I want you to parent, freeze transformations on the center locator. So select it and go to Modify, Freeze Transformations. And then parent the two, the right eye and the left eye locator to the center eye locator. So when you move this, so you select both the right eye and the left eye locator, select the center one and hit P. So when you move the center one, it should move both of them.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last few steps?
Yes. So you need to select the center locator and go to Modify, Freeze Transformations. Modify, Freeze Transformations.
Okay.
Now Shift select both the right eye and the left eye locator. Then Shift select the center locator and hit P. Basically, you're parenting these two locators to this locator. So when you move the center one, both of them move.
It doesn't matter which one, left or right?
It doesn't matter which one. They just both have to move. They both have to be parented. And then I want you to parent the middle locator to his head control, the box around his head. So select the middle locator, shift select the box around his head, and hit P. So when you rotate that box, now it rotates the eyes.
And can you do
What's
that?
the order we selected?
You select the middle locator, shift select the head control, and hit P. P is for parent. So when you rotate, so the eye locators are parented to the center locator. The center locator is parented to the eye or the head control. So if you rotate the head control, it rotates all of the eye controls now. So head control rotates all eye controls. Center eye locator moves both eyes, and then you can move each eye individually. You know what's really crazy? This is like super basic stuff. Like rigging is like really hard. It's a lot more of this crap. You could probably do it. Alright, save your scenes. I mean, it's just kind of a pain in the cranker. What's that? Alright, is everybody good? Everybody with me so far? Make sure you save your scene. Okay, so I want you to make a new scene now. Go to File, New Scene. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to create some animation files here. Okay? And what I want you to do is we're going to reference that rig into this empty scene. Okay? And I'll explain a little bit about how that works and why we do that. But go ahead and go to File, Create Reference. And I want you to reference the scene, but there's an option I want you to turn on. If you scroll down in your referencing options, you'll see a checkbox that says Merge into Select Namespace and Rename Incoming Objects that Match. It's the third checkbox at the bottom. And again, we've made a new scene now. File, New Scene. And then we're referencing in our mutant rig into this scene. So go to File, Create Reference, and you have to make sure that Merge into Selected Scene, this option is checked. Because if not, it will change the name of all the objects in the scene, and we want all the names to be the same. So make sure this third option is selected. Very, 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 very important.
So you made a new scene and then you wrote.
Make a new scene and go to File, Create Reference, select the mutant rig file, and turn on the bottom third option under File, under Namespace Options, and then hit Reference. And then we're going to save this scene as Mutant Idle.
Save the scene.
Actually, don't save this as Mutant Idle. Save this as Mutant Animation Ready. You call it Mutant Animation Ready. Now save it again as Mutant Idle.
So we can use that as a base.
Yeah, so Mutant Animation Ready will be the file that we'll start with to do all our animations with.
This is the one that we're referencing.
Yes.
We're calling that animation ready.
Yeah, call that Animation Ready, and then save it again and call it Mutant Idle. So now we're going to work on the idle. But I wanted to create that base first so we can always go back there. Does that make sense? So let me show you how the reference editor works, okay? If you go to File, Reference Editor, it opens up your reference editor. And basically what this means, you can see that there's Mutant rig is referenced into this file. And you can uncheck that and turn it back on. You can also swap out references. But basically the reason why we reference these files into a scene that we're going to animate is because this scene will just hold all the keyframe animation, but that Mutant rig file will contain the rig and all the stuff that we use to make it. So if I have a bunch of animation files that reference this rig, if I need to make any changes to the rig, I can just make a change to the rig and it will update in all the animation files. Does that make sense? I know it's kind of a strange concept to grasp initially, but this is a way that we can really protect ourselves from, or protect the animators from doing a bunch of work. So imagine if we just had a file and we'd done a bunch of animations and we needed to make a rig change. We would have to go through each one of those animation files to make a rig change. This way we only need to make a rig change in one file and it will update in all the other animation files. Anyway, hope that makes sense. It'll make sense later, I promise. Alright, so now let's go ahead and load in our idle animation. So fire up your Mixamo script. So click on the script editor in the bottom right hand side and then load the Mixamo script. Remember, switch it to Python files, go to scripts, change it to Python files. Yeah, it's in your Maya 2015 x64 scripts directory. Okay. Did you put it in there today when you came in? Yeah, these computers wipe everything when you walk in. No. Okay, so for you guys that actually have it, we'll come around and we'll help the guys that don't have it. Click on the Animate tab and go Import Animation to Control Rig and grab your Goalkeeper Idle and hit Import. Does anybody need any help? Can you help Deanna? Just one second. So when your idle animation loads, you guys, it's not loading in real time, or it's not playing in real time. So you need to click on your animation options, which are right above where the script editor is. And make sure instead of where it says play every frame, change that to real time. Or change it to other, sorry, and make sure it's 30 frames per second. So change playback speed to other, 30 frames per second. Click on your script editor and click on the open script option and change it to Python files and load that Mixamo. Chris, can you help him? All right, everybody good? Ish, kinda, sorta.
And
Are the eye joints supposed to be?
Yeah, we're gonna fix those. All right, let's go ahead and save these scenes. So this will save over mutantidle.mb. As you can see, there's a problem with the rig already, and this is what I was talking about. If you run into rigging problems when you have files that already have animation, we need to be able to go back to the rig and fix them. Okay? So I want you to go back and open up your rig file now. So go ahead and open up mutantrig.mb. Guys, let's take 5 minutes here and make sure everybody can get caught up, because there seems to be a lot of confusion. Rigging.
There's only one class for character rigging too, right?
Do what?
One semester of it, this class?
Character rigging?
Yeah, or is there two?
There's just one.
Okay, I swear I saw like 1 and 2 before.
There was 2 before,
Oh, okay.
but
You just condensed it to one?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, we can't go in
Wait, so what did you just go over here? Start a new one? Start a new scene. Change. Doesn't mean I can save it again and this. Save this as animation. And then make sure you source your script in the C drive so you
All right, is everybody good?
Me too.
All right, you guys, let's move on. Open up your rig file now. Save that idle and open up your rig file. Yeah, it should be called Mutant Rig. T-pose? That's actually okay. So when you open your rig file, we're going to make a couple changes here, okay? The first thing we're going to do is turn off the rotate pivots on the eyeballs. So select each eye individually and hit Control A. And go back to where you turned on the pivots and uncheck them off.
On the eyeballs or the joint?
The eyeballs.
Uncheck
Uncheck display, rotate, pivot. Because if you saw when we were looking at our animation, those things were floating around in space. Anybody remember seeing that? Yeah, we don't want that. So what you do is you select your eyeball and hit Control A, and then click on Mesh _ right eye, and then there's a drop down that says Pivots, and you should see a checkbox that says Display, Rotate, Pivot. You have to do each eye separately. I don't know why they haven't fixed that. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to create a face camera, because we're going to be doing some face animation. So go ahead and click on the rendering tab and click a new camera, and you're going to move that up and point it at the face. When you create a camera, it creates it at the center of the grid. And you can actually split your view again. Remember how we did it last time? There's a little button on the bottom left, and you can change the panel of the new view to camera 1 so you can see what the camera's looking at. Yes. Yes, my 2017 guy. And we just want to make sure that we have a camera that's looking at the face. And then you are going to parent that camera to the head control, just like we parent the eyes, the center eye controller to the head control. So you select the camera, shift select the head control, and hit P. So when you rotate the head control now, that camera will move with. It looks kind of weird, but this will help us to do some facial animation. What? No. That would be way too complicated for this class. Alright. Now we need to change our layers setup around a little bit. So I want you to uncheck the V on bind joint layer and turn on the 2 R's on bind joint layer and mesh layer, so that the only thing that you should be able to select is the controls. That's it. And joints should be hidden. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up here, look at my layer setup, and make sure your layer setup looks just like this. We also don't want to be moving around that camera, so we could create a new layer and put that camera in it and hide it. So in the upper right on your layers, you'll see an icon that says create new layer. Go ahead and create a new layer, and you can call it camera. If you double click it, you can name it camera. And then if you click on your camera and right click on the layer and go add selected objects, it will add the camera to that layer. And then you can click V and turn it off. That way we won't be messing with the camera at all. So it's just like layers in Photoshop, basically.
How do you create the camera to the heading?
Do what? Oh, you select the camera and shift select the head control and hit P. Alright, everybody good? Everybody here? If we're all here, go ahead and save this scene, Control S, and then let's go ahead and open back up our idle animation scene, Mutant Idle. So now when we open up Mutant Idle, what's new about this scene now? Can anybody tell me? That's right, because we referenced the rig into this scene, but it keeps our animation. So see how we can go back and make changes to the rig and then open up our animation files? Starting to make sense now, kind of, sort of? All right. So let's do some facial animation here. What I want you to do is set your frame range. Right now it's set at 111 basically, and then there's a 200 over there. Change that 200 to 111. Alright, and now let's go ahead and switch our view to our face cam. So go ahead and go to Panels, Perspective, Camera 1. Whoa. So my camera is pretty close in here. You can actually, you could zoom out. You just need to be able to see the face, or the mouth and the eyes. Okay. And let's go ahead and put in our blinks. So if you hit play, we've got like 111 frames to work with here. It's not like a lot of frames, and since it's an idle animation, we want to make sure that it doesn't look too loopy. So go ahead and go to Window, Animation Editors, Blend Shape, and then move that off to the side. And when you pull up your blend shapes, we can use the morph targets. I think we've used these before. Do not use joy. Alright, so let's go ahead and add some blinks in here. So let's go ahead and move to frame, say 20. And then in our blend shape editor here, go ahead and click key on close eyes. And then I want you to hit, there's a select button in your blend shape editor. Go ahead and hit select. And when you hit select, you can actually see the key on the timeline now. Okay? And I want you to move 2 frames ahead to frame 22 and close the eyes and key them.
How'd you select the
You hit the select button.
Oh, okay.
Now move to frame 23 and key the eyes closed again. And then move to frame 25 and key them open. And now when you scroll, he will blink.
Do you have the eyes closed at keyframe 20?
So frame 20, his eyes are open. Frame 22, they're closed. Frame 23, they're closed. And frame 25, they're open. Okay? Everybody with me? Dribbles. This is what happens when modelers try and animate. Okay. So we have our keys here now, right? These red things on the timeline. Some of you guys have taken 3D animation before. What we're going to do is, instead of rekeying this a couple more times, I just want to copy these frames. So if you move before them, like move to frame 17, then hold shift and left click and drag, you can pull a red selector on the timeline here. Okay, I'll say that again. So if you move to frame, say 17, hold shift and pull to the left with your left click, you can create a selector and select those keys. Everybody got that? Everybody have this red thing down here? Then you can copy that by going right click copy. Then you can move to, say, frame 75, right click paste. So now he has 2 blinks throughout the entire animation. Everybody got that? Alex, you got that?
Yes, I got it. I was like, Alex.
Tribbles, you need help, buddy?
No.
All right, so now we got some blinks in there. So let's add some other stuff. And I forget what I did with this guy originally, but like, I think I kind of played with his look a little bit here. Let's go to frame 0 and let's make him look kind of angry here because he looks a little too happy. So go ahead and pull anger to, say, 0.5. Let's give him a little bit of an angry look. Chris.
What was the question?
Whenever I press play,
So let's go ahead and key like anger or angry at 0, frame 0. You guys with me? Did you guys get lost? Exploded.
I have no idea, Chris.
0 problems. Okay. So there's some issues with the blend shapes here. When I pull some of the blend shapes, his eyes are like going into the back of his head. I don't know what's going on. There's something with his eyes here.
It's not his eyes, it's the underside of the
Yeah, it's the eyelids.
It's tied to that.
So again, this is part of rigging. Whenever you create a rig, it's like creating something new. There's always going to be problems. So that's why we reference files, so that we can go back and we can fix these problems. So let's go back and fix the problem with this rig. So save this scene, let's open our rig back up and fix the issue. So with my rig open here, I'm just going to go into wireframe and play with the blend shapes and see what's going on here. And what it looks like to me is that every time I use a blend shape, the eye sockets that we created originally for this guy, they move back into place. Can you guys see that? So I'm going to try something here. It's Windows Animation Editor's blend shape. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. So basically what I'm gonna do is, instead of, since those eye sockets keep moving back into place when the blend shapes move, I'm just gonna completely remove that eye socket. So we're just gonna cut it off the mesh. Okay, so go ahead and go into wireframe, and make sure that you can actually select the mesh. You're going to have to change your layer to where you can actually select the mesh. You'll have to turn the R off on the mesh layer. And what I want you to do is click on the mesh, right click and hold, and go to face. And we need to select those back faces for the eye socket. So you can just drag a box over the eye socket, and you're going to select a lot more than what we need. But then if you zoom out and hold Control, you can deselect the pieces that you don't need. I would kill the whole eye socket. So once you have that selected, you can just hit delete. Oh, one thing to do, you got to make sure we have history turned off. So there's a under edit deformers, there's like a little line with a triangle through it. It says show hide history icons. If you click that, there's a little like clock with a piece of paper. It's called construction history on off. Make sure that's off, because we don't want this recording the history of what we're doing here, because it'll like really mess the rig up. So then just go through and delete the eye socket, and then do it for the other socket. And then go ahead, and when you're done, go ahead and just save your scene, and we should really be done for the day. I'm going to come around and help you guys make sure that we're all here. Hope this doesn't break it. No. It's not broken. It's good. It's good, man. So we just deleted the eye sockets.
So if you didn't take off history, what would have happened?
If you didn't take off history, it stores the history of stuff, and it's like adding, just complicates things. You know what I mean? And things can go wrong and things can break. Did you get it done? Did you get it done? And then go ahead and save, and we're done for the day, you guys. So your scene blew up. It blew up too. You guys just watch at this point.
So when you put the animation, in which file? The regular one?
What?
You know, the little animation file.
That was in turn history off. Click there. You gotta make sure that's turned off before you delete the socket. So open up your rig file again. Just open up your rig file, and then just redo it, and it should work.
You guys are saving your stuff. Make sure you save it to the C drive, or else you're not gonna have shit when you come back in.
D drive.
The D drive.
Come here.
I don't know.
Where do I find that history?
Do what? No, no, no. Fun, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
The video's gonna be up on
Yeah, I'm putting it right now.
current.
What's up, man?
Is it okay if, like,